Hey guys, Ryan here with Pitching Tutors, and today in this video we'll be going over what our hands and arms are supposed to be doing during the pitching motion. If you've been following any of our other videos, you know that our hands are below our chest and above our belly button when in the set position. The hands stay there during the knee raise and through most of the drift. And right about in the middle of the drift, when your weight's starting to shift forward, that's when your hands break and begin the arm motion. When the hands separate, also known as at handbrake, the hand holding the ball should have the thumb pointing towards the ground. The ball hand should dip lower than the belly while the elbow raises a little so that it's even with the shoulder. The elbow should not raise higher than the shoulder during this stage of the motion. Raising the elbow too high after handbrake causes unnecessary stress on the shoulder, which can increase the risk of shoulder injuries. Not raising the elbow high enough will also have negative effects on the shoulder as well as pitching speed. The glove hand follows that same path as the ball hand, but in its mirror image until it gets to be extended like an umbrella. Both hands break thumbs down, then the palms of the hands will turn towards the back as the arms are extended to a semi-outstretched position. When the arms reach their furthest outstretched position, it is usually when you get to the point where the front foot plants on the ground. Then the throwing arm goes into a mini circular movement, which we call the power loop. During the power loop, the hand holding the ball goes from below the elbow to above the elbow into a cocked or externally rotated position. You can only see this position in a video of a live pitch because it's not something you can do without actually throwing the ball, and it happens in a fraction of a second. This sounds a lot more complicated than it actually is in practice. The things that you need to keep in mind are you should break your hands midway through the forward drift motion, your thumb should be pointed down during the handbrake, you need to open up your arms like an umbrella until your elbow is roughly even with your shoulder. You need to do a little circle power loop, and then the ball needs to come forward in front of your body before you let it go. When you're bringing your arm up to the cock position, you have many angles in which the arm can come through before the ball is released. This is called the arm angle or arm slot. We recommend using the 3/4 arm angle for the fastball and most of your pitches. There will be a separate video on the arm slot and why we think the 3/4 is the best. For this video, we will focus on the travel path of the ball hand and checking body positions at certain stages of the movement for proper mechanics. In reality, all of these movements happen in about a second, so you need somebody else to watch your arm motion to let you know if it looks correct. Because if you're pitching the ball, your eyes are on the catcher and not looking at your throwing arm. What your throwing arm is doing when you're not looking may not actually be what's going on. Because the movement happens so quickly, you may want to get some video of your arm motion so you can pause it at certain points and see what individual parts are up to during the sequence. A common mistake is when the pitcher breaks his hands too early and the arm has to slow down and sometimes pause in the middle of the motion because the rest of his body is not in position to throw the ball yet. You'd rather break the hands a little later and put a bit more speed into the arm to catch up instead of pausing the arm mid-motion and having the body catch up. Breaking the hands too late will probably result in a pitch that's released too early because the rest of the body has reached the point where it's time to release, which usually causes the pitch to miss high and inside. It's easier to correct someone who breaks the hands too late versus too early. Breaking the hands too early usually results in a pitch that's slower because the arm has to wait. Another early handbrake problem is a pitch that's in the dirt and in front of the plate because the pitch was way too early and out in front. A properly timed handbrake and proper arm motions contribute force and energy to the kinetic power chain, but they have to be timed just right and in the correct sequence. Breaking the hands is easy to learn but hard to master because of the timing. So if you want to learn more about the kinetic power chain and ways to improve your mechanics, subscribe for more future content. This has been Ryan from Pitching Tutors, and I'll see you in the next one.